In 2022, a quiet suburban accountant named Daniel Reeves walked into a courtroom with his hands shaking and his life hanging by a thread. He was accused of a crime that could put him behind bars for 20 years. But as the trial unfolded, one thing became clear. Nothing about this case was as simple as it looked. Daniel Reeves, a 34-year-old father of one, was charged with embezzling £480,000 from the company where he had worked for nearly a decade. The prosecution claimed Daniel manipulated financial reports, created fake invoices, and wired money into offshore accounts. On paper, the evidence seemed airtight. Emails sent from Daniel's login, transfers approved under Daniel's name, even late-night access to company servers from his home internet. The courtroom was packed, every seat filled. On one side sat coworkers who once admired him, now staring with disappointment. On the other side sat Daniel's wife, clutching their daughter's small hands, refusing to blink as the trial began. The prosecution started strong. They painted Daniel as a man drowning in debt, a man who saw an opportunity and took it. They showed the jury a series of bank transfers, all linked directly to Daniel's personal devices. The jury listened silently. The state's lead investigator testified that Daniel's work computer had logged in dozens of times after hours. A digital forensic expert confirmed the fingerprints on the keyboard matched Daniel's. Even worse, the offshore account receiving the money was opened under a name similar to his. Piece by piece, it looked like Daniel was trapped. But the defense attorney wasn't ready to surrender. Daniel's lawyer, Ava Mendes, took a deep breath and walked to the center of the court. She began by showing something the prosecution didn't expect: security footage from the office timestamps, footage proving Daniel was not in the building at the time those late-night logins occurred. Then she presented the next bombshell: a second employee with access to Daniel's password, not assigned, not documented, but quietly confirmed under oath. For the first time, the jury shifted in their seats. The court learned that Daniel had recently reported suspicious activity in his department, activity that targeted the same offshore accounts now tied to him. Then the defense introduced a name: Christopher Hall, Daniel's coworker. He had been quietly placed on probation months earlier for manipulating reports. He also had access to the internal systems during the exact times the company servers were accessed. And most telling of all, his personal financial records showed large cash withdrawals during the same weeks the stolen funds disappeared. The courtroom went silent. The turning point came when Ava called Christopher Hall to the stand. Under pressure, sweating and shaking, he denied everything. But when the defense revealed the metadata logs, proving a device registered to Christopher accessed the server through a VPN, the room shifted. The prosecutor looked stunned. The judge leaned forward, and Christopher broke. He confessed. He had stolen the money. He had used Daniel's login. He had accessed his home Wi-Fi from the street. He had set Daniel up perfectly. After 4 long days, the jury returned. We find the defendant, Daniel Reeves, not guilty. Daniel collapsed into tears as his wife rushed to him. Months of fear, humiliation, and doubt finally washed away. As Christopher Hall was led out in handcuffs, the judge delivered one final message. Sometimes the truth hides behind the numbers, and sometimes the numbers reveal everything. Daniel walked out of court a free man, but forever changed. His case became a reminder that evidence can be manipulated, and that justice, though slow, can still shine through the darkness. Like, comment, and subscribe for more real story-style cases just like this one.